All right, welcome back. I'm Susan Patang from the Quiet Zone Coaching, and this is No More Losers, Dating After Divorce, or after breakup, or if you're single, doesn't matter. We're going to talk today about 5 ways to attract the partner of your dreams. We all want love and romance, right? Of course we do. But what happens when we find a partner who isn't a good match for us? Or we find somebody who is a user, a loser, a liar, inauthentic, psychic vampire, you name it. The results of that kind of thing can be pain, hurt, betrayal, loss. And when we only wanted to feel good, right? That's all we wanted, was to have somebody to have fun with and to feel good. And we got involved with somebody who wasn't right for us. So how do we attract the perfect partner for us? How can we make sure that who we're looking at might be a good fit? Okay, so the first step, oh, by the way, if you have any questions, you can go to www.thequietzonecoaching.com/services. Grab a free perfect partner assessment and we'll talk. All right, so on to the content. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Have a well-defined value system. Okay, so often we know what's important to us in life, but we never actually sit down and write it, define it, drill it down. What's important to you? What is important to you in terms of values? Hard work, responsibility, love, kindness, taking care of other people. What it could be having fun, being adventurous. It could be so many different things. Have you ever sat down and said, you know what, here's my value system. This is what I think is valuable for human beings to have. So that's important to do. By defining our value system and making sure we live by it, we have a foundation to decide what we should be doing in terms of what we say to other people, how we behave, how we should treat other people. It gives us a framework. I encourage my clients to actually create an avatar of that person that they want to be. Who do you want to be based on what your value system is? So you may not already be that person, or you might have some of those traits, or you might aspire to some of it, but who do you want to be? Do you want to be confident and self-assured? Do you want to be fun-loving and crazy and adventurous? Do you want to be kind and gentle and encouraging? What kind of person do you want to be? Create an avatar. And that is another framework that you can use to help you determine behavior, attitudes, what you say to other people. Okay. It's like having psychological training wheels. I'm not asking you to be somebody that you're not. I'm asking you to try on being the person that you want to be. By having that well-defined value system and knowing exactly how you should be behaving based on your values, you are going to eliminate a whole host of users, losers, and psychic vampires. And part of the reason for that, it has to do with what you attract. What you send out is what you get back. Okay, so if somebody sees that you have a certain value system on a subconscious level, they're just going to, if they're a user, loser, they're going to leave you alone. The other thing is when you know what your values are, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, is you will be better able to define what kind of partner that you're looking for. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. The second way to attract the partner of your dreams, that's my Facebook ding going on, is to build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. You can have all the social skills in the world, but you can still sabotage your love life if you do not have the self-confidence and self-esteem and to go forth and to use those skills. Okay, so one great way to build those up quickly, your self-confidence and your self-esteem, is to use what I call a life mantra. And the one I give to my clients is, I'm amazing because. So you might be amazing because you did a great job on a project at work, or you might be amazing because you're a great mom and you kissed your kids goodnight and tucked them in tonight. You might be amazing because you got everything on your shopping list, or you got all your chores done. Even if you fail at something, you are still amazing because you tried. So tell yourself that. Round of applause, pat on the back. That's what you want to do all the time. Do this constantly. Notice that the mantras are based on small, real accomplishments. And there's a reason for that. affirmations don't work because what happens is our subconscious believes that we're faulty in some way. But life mantras are rooted in reality. So your subconscious cannot argue with that. This is something real that happened. So those small accomplishments are going to add up over the course of the day, over the course of the week into something big. And it's going to prove to your subconscious that you are just as amazing as what you say you are. And I know that sounds crazy. Try it. It works. Try it for a week. I promise you, you will notice a difference. There's more to building your self-confidence and self-esteem than that, but that's a really great tool to start real quick and build it a little bit. Number 3, process the hurt from past relationships. Okay. Here's another situation where your self-talk can just keep you from healing and moving forward. That self-talk comes from your subconscious, and that little devil that sits on your shoulder and tells you what you really believe about life, about partnerships and marriage, about men or women, depending on who you date. If you don't heal the hurt from those past relationships, that past trauma, you are going to just carry it forward with you because you haven't worked through it and you haven't figured out what the lessons are that you were supposed to learn from that experience. So it's important to work through them. And what you're going to do, again, is you are going to listen to that self-talk. What is it that it's telling you? Okay, it's giving you that clue as to what you really believe deep down inside. So take the time and write down what you hear that little devil on your shoulder saying, whispering in your ear. Okay. Is it telling you that you're worthless? Is it telling you that you're ugly? Is it telling you that you're deficient in some way? Is it telling you that life sucks? Is it telling you that men suck? What is it saying to you? And then you're going to use another life mantra to deal with that too. And that life mantra is, that's not true because. And you're going to find a solution to that little negative thing that your self-conscious talk, that self-talk and subconscious told you. You're going to find a reason why that's not true. And you're going to say it to yourself. So here's an example. Okay, let's see. You might believe that you're bitchy because you fought a lot with your ex and he said you were nasty. Okay, so your mantra would be, that's not true because I'm kind to everyone, even strangers. And think about a time when you were kind to somebody, including a stranger. Maybe you may have this belief that your subconscious is telling you that you'll always have bad relationships because you failed with the relationship with your ex. So the mantra for that would be, that's not true because I have great relationships with other people in all areas of my life that are warm and enjoyable. So I am capable of having relationships with other people. Look for examples in your past of times that prove that that's not true. Yes, that's not true either. Stop that. Okay, define what you're looking for. Too often we become that love chameleon because we're desperate to find a partner so we won't be lonely. We will throw out our value system. And that's why I said to make sure you define that value system so that you don't become a love chameleon. You do not want to be desperate to find somebody. So instead of being desperate, let's look for the right fit. You know what you don't want. So what do you want? Okay, I promised you we would talk about this again. Okay, so what kind of a partner are you looking for? What kind of a relationship are you looking for? Everybody is doing something different. So maybe you just want somebody to have sex with once in a while. Okay, I said it, it's out there. Sometimes that's just the case. You maybe want just somebody to have fun with, or maybe you're actually looking for a long-term partner that you might get married to. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's looking for something different. So what are you looking for? And what kind of person are you looking for? So what I will have my clients do is have them create a dream date, an avatar, just like we created an avatar for who you want to be. Who do you want your perfect date to be? Okay, now bear in mind, you don't want to have unrealistic expectations because that person probably doesn't exist. But what you want to do is to create a reasonable avatar. Bill Gates rich is probably not a realistic expectation. But you could say, well, yeah, I want them to have a good job and be self-sufficient. And, I want them to kind of look like this and act like that. And put together a picture of that, create an avatar. And then what I want you to do is to identify the things that are deal breakers if they don't have it. So yes, we're going to definitely want to compromise on certain things because you're not going to find your dream date. But this is a deal breaker if he doesn't have that. And if he does have this, that's a deal breaker. And if I might be willing to compromise on that, if he doesn't look like this, well, that's okay. Identify that. What you're going to do is now you are going to knock down your prospects and eliminate people who do not have the same values as you, who do not have the same interests as you, who do not have the same outcomes that you do. Okay, you don't want a prospect, a potential date who is not a good fit. And this is a really good way to make sure that you have a good fit. Okay. The fifth and last way that you can attract your ideal partner, your dream partner, is to learn how to resolve conflict and hone your communication skills. Once you do find somebody, there is a 100% chance that you are eventually going to have a disagreement with them. It's just going to happen. That's the way relationships are. We cannot agree on everything all the time. It's what you do with those disagreements that makes or breaks the relationship and makes it pleasant or not. So how do you handle conflict? How do you handle disagreements and differences of opinion? How do you negotiate? Because there are going to be times when you are going to need to negotiate. This is another reason why your avatar should have similar values to yours. Because if you two are over here this far apart, it's a lot further to make a compromise than if you two were only this far apart and had to make a compromise, right? So you want values to be very close together. Okay. All right. So if you don't know how to deal with communication or deal with conflict or handle criticism either because you may possibly meet your future in-laws or his family of some nature and they may be critical and you may have to deal with that. Hone those skills. That's important. That's one of the things I do in the program with my clients, the No More Losers program, because it's very important you can attract the right guy, but now you got to keep him too, right? So, right, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. So these are only a few of the things that you can do to attract the perfect partner for you. And I know because I've been there, done that, seen the movie, made the t-shirt myself. And I want to share with you everything that I have learned and share with you how I got my wonderful husband after a lifetime of dating users, losers, and psychic vampires and jerks. So go to thequietzonecoaching.com/services. And on that page, you're going to see a perfect partner assessment. That's what you want. And we will look at the top 3 things that are holding you back from finding your perfect partner and the number 1 thing that you can do to find him. So until tomorrow, have a wonderful, awesome, amazing day. Namaste.